talking like this. You start, give me 2 dogs and a yoo-hoo, and don't chiss on the freaking crowd. It's hard for me to talk like this, JJ, and not drop an F-bomb. No, it is. I mean, relax. I'm not going to do it. I got my hand on the red button over here. But all of a sudden, I mean, is this what we're headed for? All I'm going to hear is Yankees Mets radio. I can't stomach it. Like somebody's got to come in and save the day. The Tigers, the Dodgers, the Padres, somebody. Don't let it be all New York, New York. Good morning. Happy Friday. It's a balloon fiesta Friday. Hence, we don't have to worry about New York for a while. We got balloons in the, I think we'll have balloons in the air. Merry Friday. Welcome to Our Lives. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How are you today?
What it do?
Very nice. I with a New York accent. I mean, dude, are we headed to Yankees Mets?
If that happens,
It's the worst thing possible.
I don't know how we balance out the force
Well,
for those few weeks.
I don't know how you listen to any national radio. It's amazing how much they think we care about, like, and look, it's
Well, they think
relevant.
it's the only thing
That's correct.
that's going on.
Yeah,
We would care about the World Series.
Of course we would. And Met fan has crawled out of the rat holes, like they're everywhere now, and it's been so long. And the Yankees closed out the Royals yesterday, so the Yankees have moved on to the American League Championship Series. The Mets were already in the National League Championship Series, and they're waiting. The winners are the Yankees of the Guardians and Tigers, because the Guardians get a pinch hit home run to stay alive in Michigan yesterday by David Fry. And the Dodgers and Padres are going to go tonight. What is it, Yamamoto against Yu Darvish, if I'm not mistaken? And I'm just telling you, man. Like all of a sudden, it's. I mean, I don't know if it's worse than Yankees Red Sox love, but good Lord have mercy. I mean, because every one of these national radio shows feels like, except for Rome, feels like it's syndicated out of New York City, and literally, like I listened to the show before us coming in. All they care about, they're all Mets fans. Should we all wear our Mets? That's what I said.
Yeah.
We're all wearing our Mets gear.
Live from New York.
God bless you. Yeah.
It's Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Are you ready for that? I'll watch it. I just, give me East West. I'm good. Give me one of them. I'm fine. I just don't know that the world could stomach
Subway Series.
3-1 Yankees over the Royals yesterday. Giancarlo Stanton's a dude. That's why you pay Garrett Cole all that money. Garrett Cole struck out 4, went 7 innings. And then the bullpen took over. Clay Holmes, perfect in the 8th. Luke Weaver, pretty good in the 9th. Scoreless streak by Yankees relievers is at 15 2/3 postseason innings. And Juan Soto, Gleyber Torres, and Giancarlo drove in the Yankees' runs. It was so weird. I was back and forth with a lot of stuff. The Michael Wacha thing where he got hit in the dugout. So it was a foul ball that went in the dugout and hit their starting pitcher. Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. He didn't get through 5 innings, and the Royals are done. The Guardians game, I thought the Tigers had it. I really did. They went up 3-2 in the 7th, and then pinch hitter David Fry. I guess it was in the 6th they went up. Yeah, they went up in the 6th. David Fry, 2-run home run in the 7th. Then he bunted home an insurance run in the 9th. Cleveland ends a streak of 11 losses in postseason elimination games. It dated all the way back to 1997, the World Series. Lane Thomas ended the Guardians' 20-inning scoreless streak with a 2-out RBI single in the first inning. That's a good series. I don't know if you've watched any of that, but that's a good series as well. So we get a lot of baseball now. You get one Game 5 tonight. You get one Game 5 tomorrow. Dodgers and Padres tonight. Winner goes on to take on the Mets. And Guardians and Tigers tomorrow. That'll be back in Ohio. And the winner will go on to take on the Yankees. It's been good, man. But look, every team feels special. The Yankees are, this is special. The teams that feel special to me right now are the Mets. One above everybody. There's something about the Padres or something about the Tigers to me.
think if you're winning, you feel special.
100%, right? You move on. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean,
But
yeah.
the Mets, they started so slow that didn't buy into them late, even though we talk about teams in the second half of the season, and they were one of the best teams in all of baseball for a while going into the postseason, and then their momentum just skyrocketed, and they're getting performance, out of Pete Alonso. He's been tremendous in this postseason. Francisco Lindor, the grand slam the other night, and it's the Mets, and it's the weight of that media market, the weight of New York behind them, also pushing that narrative.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do today. We got football. It's a big football weekend. We had football last night. We have phone numbers for you to get involved. 505-246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Lobos play Air Force tomorrow. What's your thoughts on that, as the Lobos are favored against the Flyboys, who are coming into town and really struggling offensively? You can get into the UTEP got beat again last night, right? They're coming in. They're one of the three teams. Did I decide 3 or 4 teams in America still without a victory? The NFL last night, you had the Seahawks and the Niners. San Francisco 36, Seattle 24. You said it was a must-win game for the Niners. They must win. They look nice.
They controlled that game. It wasn't as close as the score indicated, even a one-score performance, because what you saw last night is just the way I feel about both these teams. I think that there's still a high ceiling there for San Francisco, and Seattle could compete for a wild card, but I don't think that's a team that can win multiple games in the postseason, because Geno Smith just always reverts back to Geno Smith.
And throws the ball away. I just go back to the first drive. They moved the ball all the way down the field. He threw the ball 52 times yesterday, 312 yards. But he throws it away in the end zone. You're like, what was that? It wasn't even the end zone. It was the 1 yard line. What was that? I agree with you, man. They got so many weapons. They're a quarter. That, to me, feels like the team that's a quarterback away. You know what? We always talk about teams. Oh, if you just get a good quarterback in there. That right there, I feel like they've got 2 good running backs, 3 good receivers, a decent defense, a decent offensive line. That, to me, feels like the quintessential. If they get good quarterback play, they could be good.
For them, though, too, it's defense. They got gashed on the ground even before that
Yesterday
76-yard run
228 yards on the ground yesterday.
at the end, which sealed it.
From Isaac Guerrero.
Mason, because Mason fell on the shoulder.
I know.
He got hurt again. Now they did get some positive news. Maybe a month we'll see Christian McCaffrey and work him in for the stretch run just to add another layer to the offense. The biggest thing for me, though, was the effectiveness of Brock Purdy in the red zone.
Yeah.
Finding George Kittle twice, and Deebo Samuel had that explosive touchdown. Kind of waiting for that big game, hasn't quite been there, and there it was for Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Brock Purdy was over 300 yards yesterday. No, he wasn't. 255 yards. Geno was over 300. 18 for 28, 255, 3 touchdowns. Didn't turn the ball over for Brock Purdy. He got 99 yards rushing, but from Guerrero, but 76 were on that last play where he slid down at the 3-yard line. Jordan Mason, before he got hurt, 9 carries, 73 yards, and your big number was Deebo Samuel on the offensive side. 3 catches, 102 yards, and a touchdown. George Kittle caught 5 balls, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver for Seattle was Tyler Lockett, 65 yards. Noah Fant had 63 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 53. DK was kept in check last night. Only 3 catches for 48 yards. So they're both 3-3 at the top of the division, but the Niners now have the tiebreaker in a division where the Rams are struggling. I'm not sure what I think the Cardinals are. And you call it a must-win game, and it's really early. But, man, I heard that so often yesterday with commentators and talking heads.
We had
on
a
pregame shows.
kind of got to win game.
Yeah, you had a kind of got to win game. Yeah, I heard must win. I mean, regularly, and they did, and they followed through. So you got that at the top of the NFC West going into what should be a really fun football weekend. You got college football that features this week's game of the year until next week, because next week you get Georgia, Texas, right? This week you get what excites you more? Next week, Georgia, Texas, or this week Ohio State and Oregon? I mean, this is 2-3.
Yes.
Well, or 2 weeks ago, Alabama, Georgia.
Yes.
All right? I mean, every week there's a game of the week. There's like literally,
And then when you don't
or
think
game
you
of the
have
year,
one,
game of the year.
then the upsets happen.
Then you get the Vandy, Alabama stuff. Yeah. All right, you get UNLV tonight too. They're going to try to bounce back there in Logan, take on future Pac-12 member Utah State, who is 1-4. Utah, Arizona State tonight as well, and Mike Loxley and Maryland are hosting Northwestern. So you get, I mean, those are 3 decent games. I'll tell you what, the Friday games have been pretty good too in college football. So you get an FS1 game, Northwestern and Maryland. Maryland's a 10.5-point favorite. UNLV goes to Logan as a 19-point favorite. I think they're going to lay it on Utah State tonight. I think they're going to take it out on them. I really do. And then Utah at Arizona State, only a 5.5-point favorite, coming off of who beat Utah? Was it Arizona? It was Arizona, 23-10. I mean, the Big 12's kind of crazy too. It's kind of like the Pac used to beat each other up. Pac-12 always used to have good teams. They just beat each other up. That's kind of what the Big 12 has become, except for Texas. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. You can find us on the X. That's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, the OD and the AM. You can watch the show there. Adrian is up early with us every single morning. He produces the show. It is video watchable on Xfinity, Comcast Channel 26 around the state of New Mexico, on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on the YouTube channels for ProView Network. It's all right there for you. When we get back, does the NFL take player safety seriously enough? You hear about it a lot, but one of the best running backs in the league says, hell no, they don't. And I'm a perfect example. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Ho! Merry Friday. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Bingo. All right, Bill, we're recording now. And please,
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Question. Sunday Balloon Fiesta. I'm over on KKOB. I'm on the air at 4:57 in the morning, like in the morning, like when you guys are sleeping. Although isn't there a England game that starts right about then? What time do I have to leave? Like when does the traffic? Is that now like 4:50? Is that before the traffic, or is it really bad at that point? Like, do I have to leave at 3:30? Like honestly, I don't know the answer.
I don't know. What do you think at 4 and then see what happens?
I was thinking 4. Yeah.
If you get there a little early, take a 15-minute nap.
I don't know. I don't know. Feels safe though, right? I gotta find one of them fancy parking passes. All the big stars get, like Strauss and Clark, and they get like they.
Yes.
We get common folk.
Surprised you don't have an escort.
I'm surprised too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like you know who I am. I'm kidding. Kidding. Yeah. They know who you are. That's why you got nothing. They know damn well who you are. That's why you got nothing. Yeah, 4:57 in the morning. I'm not complaining. Just trying to figure out how to figure this out. 505-246-0610. It is the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Want to say thank you to McDonald's. Our friends over at McDonald's for a little breakfast bagel this morning. Have you put your teeth into that yet?
Can't wait.
Can't wait. We got breakfast from Bob. McDonald's, go get you some ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know what I'm saying? All right, the hip drop tackle. The hip drop, what is it? You get a guy from behind, you drop your hips, you just lower your body weight onto the dude, pretty much catch his ankles underneath. You bring him down, you take out his ankles. And there was a lot of talk about getting rid of the hip drop tackle, which is so hard because then how do you tackle a guy from behind, right? How do you take a guy down? I see both sides of this. I see it clearly. It's been in the league forever. It's been in football forever. How do you get a guy from behind? You grab him, you wrap him up, and then what? You can't drop your body weight. Like, what do you do? Texans running back Joe Mixon was taken out a couple weeks ago on a hip drop tackle. He practiced for the first time in almost 2 weeks yesterday after that ankle injury. In week 2, it's now week 6. T.J. Edwards was the guy, the linebacker for the Bears, who used that banned hip drop tackle to bring him down. Edwards, by the way, on the play was not penalized. Quote from Joe Mixon: "I was the number 1 leading rusher. I was stopped because of that weak-ass hip drop tackle. I can't do nothing about that. It's frustrating. It is what it is. I want to be out there more than anyone." End quote. He was frustrated, JJ, that Edwards was only fined $16,883, very precise number, when other players have been fined more for appearing to protect themselves. Nico Collins got a $22,500 plus fine for unnecessary roughness and impermissible use of the helmet when he dipped his head and collided with Antonio Johnson. So, basically, what he's saying is you guys don't care. Quote more from Mixon: "You guys got out here, or you got guys out here protecting themselves from hits. They're getting fined $45,000, $50,000. And for an illegal hip drop tackle, they get fined $16,000 when it's supposed to be an emphasis. It's supposed to be taken out of the game. So obviously the priorities ain't right with what's going on. It's frustrating to see, but it is what it is. If we're going to talk about playing the game the right way, we got to have integrity for the game when it comes to it." End quote. He's saying you're not protecting me. Now, JJ, were the fines percentages of salaries? Because I'm going to guess Nico Collins makes a whole lot more money than T.J. Edwards, right? So $50,000 to him might feel like the $16,000 or whatever to T.J. Edwards. I don't know the answer. What do you make of Mixon really, really complaining about the league and saying, look, you don't care about safety. If you did, you'd find that guy more.
Well, I think he has a point to it, but it's also directly affected him.
Yes.
Because of the time he's missed. I mean, you see that offense is hurting without the physicality in the run.
No doubt.
They've gotten by, but when you look at Cam Akers and Gumbawale's been more passing game efficient as opposed to run game efficient. It's a player that's really upset that he feels that potentially could have been one of his best overall seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Derailed, at least for a while, with that ankle injury. And the first time he was able to get back to practice in limited fashion was yesterday. But I think he has a fair point. If it's something you're trying to take out of the game, then eventually you're going to have to start sending those FedEx envelopes with a little bigger number if you want to get it out of there.
Do you find everybody the same? And I always wondered this: a guy that's making league minimum and a guy that's making $32 million a year. Is it the same fine? And that's what I'm wondering here. It shouldn't be, right? I mean,
it should be a percentage of it.
Right. To say, it's a $100,000 fine or a $50,000 fine, I mean, it means a hell of a lot more to the guy that's making $900,000, $800,000 than it does to the guy that's making $32 or $40 million, doesn't it? So I don't know what's right, but he's been pretty vocal. He said the NFL and the NFLPA made a rule, made an emphasis for a reason. Time to put your money where your mouth is. He said when he got up, he asked the official, where's the hip drop tackle? And the official told him that wasn't one. It was. I go back to the practicality. I mean, I haven't played defense in a long time. But you catch a guy from behind. How do you bring him down? You wrap him up. Like what? How do you get him down? And I'm not telling you I want guys' ankles blown out. I don't.
No.
And I understand the ankle gets caught under the body and you blow out the ankle and he's been out for a month. I understand we got a real issue. I'm trying to look at it from the defensive side. What are you supposed to do?
I think this is one that it's a work in progress. This isn't happening as much as the headshots, but it's something that it's a style of tackle that does create long-term injuries.
It does. I'm not arguing that.
So I think this is more Mixon being directly affected as it being a gigantic problem.
That's fair. All right. Curious what you think. I'm really curious what you think. What do you like this weekend, by the way? Like, have you looked through the games? Have you looked through the schedules? What's jumping out? Do you got a bet you like? Do you like the Texans? I mean, they're playing a Patriots team. It feels like 6.5 just isn't enough, right? On the road, 6.5. There's a couple of big numbers out there. There's a 9.5 on the board for a quarterback who's making $230 million. There's some big numbers on the board. What do you like this week, boys and girls? Broncos and Chargers. The over-under is only 35.5. Ravens, Commanders, Eagles, Browns. Where are you going? Bucks, Saints. I mean, you got rookie quarterbacks, new quarterbacks all over the place. Raiders starting a new quarterback against the Steelers. I got point totals under 40, under 38. What do you like this weekend, boys and girls? 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. We get back. Lobos and Air Force tomorrow. Lobos are favored. Are they going to go on a little run? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
For almost...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough.
3 against Baylor, 19 against Wyoming, and 7 against Navy. Lobos are scoring points. They're not stopping anybody. New Mexico has given up 40 to New Mexico State, 38 to Fresno State, 45 to Auburn, 61 to Arizona, and 35 to Montana State. So I don't know what you think's got to give here, JJ, but something's got to give in this one, right? One team's scoring a bunch, but giving up a bunch. The other one, I mean, is giving up some points, but not scoring at all. Been bet down to 3.5 for New Mexico. I think the Lobos win this game, and I think it's somewhere in the area of 6 to 9 points. Does that feel about right to you?
Yeah, I think what the New Mexico State game is going to be what we see from the Lobos a lot this season. You trust the offense. The offense is going to carry this team as far as they can. And defensively, they're going to give up big plays. I'm expecting a couple long touchdown runs from Air Force.
Okay. You are expecting a couple long.
Yes.
Just because the Lobos give up so many.
Yes.
All right. Air Force averages, if you include the 21 they scored against Merrimack, they're averaging 11.4 points per game. If you take that out, it's 22 and 7 is 29. Is that right? Divided by 4, they're averaging 7.25 points per game.
It ain't good, but I need to see it from the Lobos defense before I think they can do it. Because I thought last week was going to be a time for them to take a step forward, show some confidence, and they gave up 40 points. And I get it. Say, well, it was late in the game. There's injuries. That Aggie offense is bad.
Lobos are giving up an average of 43.8 points per game. I mean, so what gives? They're giving up an average of 43.8. Air Force is scoring 7.25, or I guess 11.4. But the Lobos score, and that's one thing. It's I don't know. It's not like I think Air Force's defense is terrific. This year, they caught up with Air Force, didn't it? They graduated all those classes of really good players, and they're leading rusher. And this is where I wonder. I don't know why you think as much, just because you've seen it every game against New Mexico. Somebody gets loose. Harris is their leading rusher, Cade Harris, and he's only got 100 and something yards. 171. This. You're more worried about scheme than you are athlete on this one for Air Force?
Yeah. I am.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
It's one that Lobos go out there, shut them down. Then I'll feel like, all right, you can take a step forward. But I'm really at the point where I'm not going to expect it to happen. I want to see it happen.
Yeah, this was one where 100%.
I was expecting it to happen
against New Mexico.
Against New Mexico State. It did not.
And then New Mexico State went out and scored 13 points again the next week, the next time out. And they put up 40. Now, again, in that 40 points in that New Mexico State game, I mean, if you want to go back and look at that specifically, 23 of those points for New Mexico State were in the fourth quarter. It wasn't garbage time. It was just kind of chase time, wasn't it? I mean, it never got away.
And then we're supposed to assume all those players that were out are going to be back in
for New Mexico on defense.
Yeah, like I get it. They don't have to put out injury reports.
Right.
Bronco Mendenhall doesn't talk about it.
Right.
So he says he hopes they can be better. So I all we can do is really wait and see defensively.
Yeah, I think that's fair. For Air Force, as far as what they're giving up defensively, they're giving up points, they're giving up yards. This is the most gettable Air Force team that you've played in, I don't know, a decade? Is that fair?
Easy.
Right? I mean, in a long, long time. This is that Troy Calhoun team that Troy's been telling us about in Vegas every year for the last 15 years. Yeah, we're just not very good. I don't know if we're going to win a game. We're just not very good. All right, we'll see. If they win this, if New Mexico wins this game, and they will have then won 2 in a row. They go to Utah State next week. Then they go to Colorado State and come home for a Wyoming. Is there a chance? Can they go on a little run here? I think
absolutely.
I think they can too.
All we were looking at the first few weeks of the season, when you started to get a feel of who these teams are. What is the Mountain West going to look like this season? What the Lobos going to look like? This schedule is so favorable for New Mexico because they do have an offense that is going to give them a chance in every single game.
They don't play UNLV. They don't play Boise State, right?
San Jose State's not on there.
San Jose State's not on there, and I think is pretty good.
Fresno State's behind you,
and right.
And then so conference games.
Yeah.
And Washington State's not a conference game. It's on the schedule down the stretch. All those are games the Lobos are going to have a chance in.
Yeah, and if you win 5 out of 7, right, you get a special season. I mean, honestly, if you win 5 out of 7, you get a special season, and you got something to play for. It's a big one this weekend. It is. Lobos are 3.5 points. It's been bet down to 3.5. The money's coming in on Air Force. I don't know why the money's coming in on Air Force. I don't know what people are seeing that, oh, yeah, Air Force. I understand why New Mexico's getting the money or why they're favored. They've shown you they can score. They played for a half at least with Arizona and Auburn. Air Force, man. I'm stunned that they're this bad. Like, I watched them against Navy. I watched them against Wyoming. It stunned me. Mm-hmm. It did.
You expect the scheme to make up for the talent.
Yep.
And that hasn't been the case this season.
No, I think that's right. All right, college football. You love the uniforms. You love the look. This started really with Oregon, didn't it? As far as all these different looks, wait till you hear and see what Texas Tech is doing this weekend and which alum they are honoring with their new uniform that they're debuting this weekend. It's a hell of a look. It's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And to AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Do you get off on the uniforms, or you like? There's some people who are like, I wear your uniform, man. I want to know who you are. And even Oregon, with their 15,000 different combinations, you know who they are when you see them, right? Usually,
I like uniforms. I like the variants, switching up at times. It's fun, and it is a fantastic marketing opportunity.
There's no argument about that. None. All the different uniforms, different helmets. I don't think Oregon wears the same helmet twice. At least with the same combination. Sometimes they have the duck, sometimes they have the feathers. Texas Tech, for their game next week, which, by the way, is in Lubbock. They're playing in Lubbock next week. They play Colorado. They're going to wear special uniforms with Patrick Mahomes' PM Gladiator brand logo on it. Part of their partnership with Adidas. This will be for the November 9 game against Colorado. And I'm being told it's the first time in college football history that an athlete's personal brand has been represented on an on-field uniform. It's a departure from their standard look. So it'll like a largely metallic gray. It's actually really cool. Accented with the school's standard power red. It's got the Mahomes logo on the left side of the chest, opposite the Big 12 logo, and it just says Tech on the front. They will wear the gray. It's all great. They're really, really cool. But I think the thing here is that they're embracing Mahomes on this. And to your point on the marketing, who is hotter than Patrick Mahomes? Maybe his teammate, maybe. But other than that, it's Mahomes, and I got a recruiting tool, and look what you get, and Mahomes will be here, and this is where Mahomes went, and I mean, use it, man.
Well, it's back to that the investment that Patrick Mahomes has put back into that program, which is great to see. And if you want to, go for it and ride it as far and as long as you can in your Texas Tech.
Quote Mahomes, seeing my own logo on the Texas Tech uniform I put so much blood, sweat, and tears in is one of the most meaningful off-field accomplishments of my career. I want to thank the Three-Stripe family for giving me this one-of-a-kind opportunity. The Three-Stripe family being, of course, Adidas. Do you favor a brand? Do you like do you like their apparel or shoes? Nike, Under Armour, Adidas?
There's a little bit of that pull for me when I see Nikes in the certain colorways that they have. But mostly it's just look as opposed to I have to get Adidas or Nike every
I like Adidas. I do. I like, first of all, I think their golf shoes, for me, always been the most comfortable. So I go there. I love the shell toe, the old school. But I've always liked the Adidas stuff. Like I think it's always been, but everybody's got their favorite. But it's such a game, such a brand. But that's it. I mean, there's a segment now on ESPN on game day every morning. You know, I don't know what they call it, but like the Aggies made it the other day for the New Mexico game, where they with their helmet, the crimson and the white. So people are sending in their uniforms and they're showing, you know, what are they wearing around the country, and they do a whole segment on teams' special looks. It's gigantic, dude. That's one thing Oregon absolutely set the plate on, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was a Phil Knight, Oregon. Here's all the money, all the gear you want. They're amazing, though. I mean, they don't wear the same uniform twice. I don't know if they send them out to charity. I don't know what they do with them. But it's amazing how much Oregon gear there is. By the way, that's the center of the football universe, isn't it, this weekend on Saturday? Eugene, Oregon. Ohio State and them is this week's game of the year. How much do you love that? Like, is that? Are you into these cross-sectional league games like SC Minnesota, SC Michigan, Michigan Washington, Penn State USC, UCLA? Not so much at Minnesota, but that's part of it. People are loving it, and I don't know if the novelty is going to wear off, or this is just going to be what's so cool about the new college.
It will wear off because it will just be a conference game.
But it is just a conference game now. But it's
still a novelty.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it. And I like it, but it also just it's a reminder that this is what they wanted. They wanted this shift, and they wanted you to buy into this and say, "Hey, this is what is going to be good for college athletics." And I just think that right now it's cool and we're talking it up, but I think sooner rather than later, we're going to be talking about that as, quote unquote, the Super League, and then everyone else playing their game.
Well, because football's not broken, they said. And it's so rich that they can tell you football's not broken, right? Where they're sitting, no, man, football's great. There was a meeting between the SEC and the Big Ten yesterday. And the commissioners of the two conferences talked about multiple.
They're not even. I love the fact they just don't even pretend anymore.
Well, why should they?
I know they don't have to.
Yeah.
But it's that stuff like that where there's like, we're just going to meet. We're going to do our own.
Yeah, because we got all the power. Yeah, we got all the schools and all the power.
Like, we destroyed college football and really altered the future of college athletics just so we can continue to.
But we didn't. We made it better, they claim. And look, I'm going to tell you that their fan bases think they made it better. Their fan bases don't give a damn about you. Fan bases of Michigan and Alabama and Auburn and Penn State, they don't give a damn about New Mexico or San Diego State or Colorado State or Arkansas State or James Madison or pick your Sun Belt Mountain West Conference USA team. They don't give a damn. So they think they made it better. And they got together and they were talking about all these issues. They pushed back on pitches from private equity to help offset the expenses that are going to come from the House settlement. But this was the two of them, and to your point, the most powerful people in college athletics, right? This is Tony Petitti of the Big Ten, Greg Sankey of the SEC, and they got together. And they sat down, and we run the world. Petiti, quote, I have yet to see a single thing in any plan that I've learned details about that contains things that we couldn't do ourselves and our A4, Autonomous 4, colleagues as well. At the end of the day, there's a strong commitment that you have the ability to do it, all of this ourselves. The notion that college football is broken, what we do is broken, is just not right, end quote. I'm going to say this again because I know it to be true. The majority of people did not go to Big Ten or SEC schools. A lot of people did. And I'm not telling you they're not the biggest fan bases or the most powerful, influential. But not everybody just wants 40, 50, 60 teams to matter. Right? And I think it's rich to sit there from your high horse, from your castle, and to tell New Mexico, Louisiana Monroe, Arkansas State or Georgia Southern, Old Dominion or Louisiana Tech, hey, football's not broken. It's great. College football, well, no, we've made it better. And their response is going to be, you're getting more money from this. Now, we're getting exponentially more money, but we're throwing you a few pennies. You're getting a little money out of this. Back earlier this year, the SEC and the Big Ten formed this joint advisory group. And this was a one-day meeting that was a continuation of that. There was legal counsel present to make sure that both conferences didn't cross the line, so they won't be construed as colluding, JJ. They have their lawyers were there to make sure that this isn't collusion. Sankey said, this is the SEC guy. Our legal counsel is very skilled at this point in defining the boundaries of what we can talk about and what we cannot talk about. I mean, to your point, they're just blatantly saying, look, man, we are taking this right to the edge. I can't have a conversation without legal counsel because we're pushing the boundaries. And yes, this is what we're doing. SEC's got 16 teams, Big Ten's at 18. They're the largest, they're the richest. Sankey and Petiti have the bulk of the control over the future of the format of the college football playoff. And so they went through this thing, and everybody knows what it looks like. They know what the optics are. There were the written guarantee of separation of power and wealth in this new college football contract. And Sankey claims that the perception that the SEC and the Big Ten are pulling away from everyone else in college athletics with this partnership, he said it's inaccurate, JJ. This is, no, we're not doing it. He understands there's plenty of commentary, quote, about the two of us meeting. But both leagues accept the responsibility of leadership. Quote, we talk regularly with our other two colleagues in the autonomy groups.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah, that's Brett Yormark and Jim Phillips.
The leadership for yourself, and it's fine. If you don't want to hide it, then don't get all up in your feelings when people are calling it out. And we know where this is going. It's like they might keep everyone else Division I just to do it.
Maybe.
But at this point, I don't even think they will.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like you're not hiding it anymore, then people are going to call it out and say, all right, what does the future hold then? You've upset the balance of college athletics. Like you've destroyed conferences. You've shifted rivalries. You've done it all in your favor. So
now,
what do you want this to look like?
Well, whatever they want. And I think we know what they want it to look like. It's going to be just whoever gets invited to the club. Whoever, and look, you're going to have the money to be invited to the club, but you have to be in the club to have the money. Does that make sense? It's not like you could be San Diego State or New Mexico State or, pick it, right? And go out. San Jose State can't just find the money to play. SMU can. SMU kind of did. Yeah. No, that's what's going on, man. It's pretty amazing. And to your point, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610 is how to get here. There's a big change at the top of the NMAA. Dusty Young is the new executive director starting November 1st. Sally Marcus, after a tremendous career, announced her retirement. They got tea times this morning, JJ. It's important. There's a golf tournament. I'm going to try to get Dusty Young on and talk to him about the future of moving forward in college, all right, and high school sports. La Cueva was a winner last night. Another big win. They moved to 7-0 in high school football. Probably need to get Sebastian in next week, for a little midterm. Getting late in the season now.
Be a good update.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. All right, when we come back, we're going to look at the NFL schedule. And when did the Browns say enough is enough? How are they 9.5-point dogs? Well, I'll tell you why. And is it even enough? It's the opening drive. Jeff Sibbietta, JJ Buck. Happy Friday. Thank you for being with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal, to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
49ers 36, Seahawks 34. That was your Thursday Night Football, as you heard here on The Sports Animal last night. Niners 3-3, Seattle 3-3. After a Brock Purdy 18 for 28, 255-yard and 3 touchdown with no interception performance for the Niners last night. Baseball last night, Yankees beat the Royals, polished them off in the division series. New York moves on to the American League Championship Series. 3-1 was the score last night. 3-1 was the series difference. Guardians keep their series alive. They were a winner in Detroit yesterday. They came from behind, and they handled the Tigers 5-4 was the number. 5-4 was the final score. They got a big pinch hit home run by David Fry, did Cleveland. So Game 5 will decide that series. That'll be back in Ohio, and that will be tomorrow. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Glad you are with us on a Friday. Dodgers and Padres tonight. Yu Darvish for San Diego. Yoshinobu Yamamoto for Los Angeles. Darvish was terrific in his first outing against Los Angeles in Game 1. Yamamoto, not so much. Winner take all. It's going to be in Los Angeles. It'll be tonight. Dodger fan, I know you're nervous. Yamamoto went in the opener, and the Dodgers are going with him instead of Jack Flaherty, but both will be available. Dave Roberts threw out the possibility of a bullpen game as well. This is the right way to go, don't you think?
Yeah, Yamamoto, if you look at what he's done this season, and we missed some time early in the year, but I think 2 to 3 innings is what you're hoping for. I do think he'll be a very good pitcher next year in terms of a guy that you're looking at getting 5 to 6 innings from. This is his first season pitching in Major League Baseball. But tonight it's, can you keep the Padres quiet early and then get into that bullpen? Because the one thing you mentioned, with Yu Darvish, the way that he's pitching, he could set the tone for a while. So you need to match that early, and then keep your fingers crossed that those guys can keep you in the game when the bullpen comes in.
Your point on Darvish, he was Game 2's pitcher. He went 7 innings, 1-run ball. He held Shohei Ohtani to 1 hit in 8 at-bats this season, struck him out 3 times. At the start of the National League Division Series, and I didn't know this until recently, Shohei Ohtani called Yu Darvish his childhood hero. And he said his personal hope was that Darvish would have faced off against Yoshinobu. Well, here you go. You got your wish. And we'll see who wins. So, big ball tonight. The winner plays the Mets. Somebody take out the Mets, please. Or the Yankees. Like, the world just doesn't need an all-New York series, a Subway series. New York might need it, and I know New Yorkers think that is the world. But there is a world outside of there. I almost want to call into the show before us today. I'm like nobody. I'm glad you're glad I didn't, aren't you?
Well, I understand where you're getting at. It's not that no one cares.
That's right.
It's they're the only thing that exists.
Yeah. Yep.
What is the central? They don't even know what the central.
No, and forget about Mountain. Forget about that. This is on the text line. That's 505-246-0610. It's John in the Duke City. Good morning, fellas. It's 9/11 today, and Jeff, your New York accent was so good. I'm with you, Jeff. Want to see West Coast versus East Coast World Series? Forget about it. LOL. Thanks, guys. It's actually 10/11 today. Yeah, it's 10/11. It's October, right?
Yes.
Okay. When I first read it, I had to look. Wait, today's October, right? It's October 11th. It's 10/11, right? Okay. It's 10/11, John. You're a month behind. Pay your bills, get your insurance paid, but it's 10-11. It did make me think, though. It did. All right, so you get that today, and then you get the other baseball. Tomorrow will be the Tigers and Guardians. And what time they go tonight? It's got to be prime time, right? Or did they move this thing to East Coast? Yeah, 6:08. All right, so 6:08 is when you go, so they can somewhat watch on the East Coast as if they care. You know what I'm saying? When do the Browns be done with your boy, Deshaun Watson? They're 9.5-point dogs to Philly this week. Philly's getting A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith back. They were full participants in practice for the second straight day. They're getting Lane Johnson, their right tackle, back, it looks like. They host Cleveland, who is scuffling. The Cleveland thing, JJ, to me, is Dallas is a soap opera. Carolina's just bad. This is, to me, the NFL's tinderbox that's going to blow up. The Jets are interesting, too. The Jets could be that way, too. But Cleveland, at what point does the rest of the team, and it's a good roster, start going, what are we doing? And at what point, with a trade deadline coming up in about 3 weeks, do they think about selling pieces?
They won't.
You don't think so?
No, it doesn't happen.
Then how are they going to rebuild? Because they're saddled with this contract. How are they going to rebuild?
Not going to happen anytime soon.
So you just accept that we're horrible? You can't.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Because Kevin Stefanski can make that change right now if he wanted to, but he can't.
No, he can't. It's got to come from upstairs. Yeah.
And that's the thing. They're forcing the square peg into the round hole. We all see it. It's not working. Deshaun Watson's playing bad football. There's no explosiveness in the offense. And the change has to come from the owner admitting his mistake. But he's not going to do that until
what?
The contract's up. Or until you get to the last year or two where you're going to eat that salary.
How long is
like
this deal?
We saw the Denver Broncos do this year with Russell Wilson, where you just have to eat it and move on. But you have an owner who signed off on this. You have a general manager and a head coach that they have a job right now because they're trying to force Deshaun Watson into something. And it's entirely possible that it's so easy to sit here and be like, oh, make the change. They could make that change and Haslam could walk in there and fire them both on the spot. So that is legit in play right now with Cleveland.
So what's a worse career move for your head coach? To sit here and just continue to rack up losses, or to take the Lane Kiffin route with Al Davis, kind of, right? Jamarcus Russell's a great player. Deal with it. But he's not. And to take that route and die on your sword and say, look, man, the other guy gives me a better chance to win. Fire me, fine, and pay me on the way out. Right? I don't even know what's a better career move. To stay as the head coach and continue to rack up losses. Because where are they going to start winning games, dude? Eagles, Bengals, Ravens next 3. Where are they winning? Do you know that there's, 32 teams in the NFL, JJ? We're 5 weeks in. There's one team in the National Football League that has not had a game total of 300 total offensive yards, and it's the Cleveland Browns.
It's very bad.
I mean, it's horrible.
We all see it, but there is something else going on behind the scenes. It's pressure from ownership, the pressure to try to make that work. And I think you bring up a great question. If you're Kevin Stefanski, you lose either way.
Right.
So do you try to rally the team around you and say, hey, we're going with, of all players, Jameis Winston to try to spark this offense, versus everyone still trying to believe in Deshaun Watson? Because it's not just, oh, he had shoulder surgery on his throwing arm, he's still working his way back. There hasn't been any spurts. Like, no one wants to believe in Deshaun Watson anymore. The only person that's trying to force it is that owner, because he signed off on the worst trade and worst contract in NFL history.
I think that's right. It's not like their defense is great. Their defense should be way better, but how do you look Myles Garrett in the eye? How do you look the rest of this team in the eye and say we're doing everything we can to win a football game this week? I got a roster of grown-ass men who are trying to win, and at some point, that place is going to go sour. It just, that's what losing does, dude. I mean, we've seen it in every sport, at every level. That's what losing does. It sours the entire locker room. And at some point, this thing's going to blow up. And to your point, now, I don't think the general manager, the ownership can come down and fire the coach. Maybe they can, to try to shake this thing up. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Robert Saleh thing set something in motion. You're going to see a rash of firings now. I don't know. But at some point, this thing, I mean, dude, they're just so bad. They're just so bad. And you look at it and you're like, they got weapons. Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, David Njoku. Jerome Ford showed flashes. They're going to get Chubb back. Their defense should be really, really, really good. Like, you look at the roster and you go, this team shouldn't be 1-4 and a 9.5-point dog to the Eagles. There's one place to point, isn't there? And I can't believe we're all sitting here saying, well, Jameis is the answer. Jameis Winston is a journeyman, backup, marginal quarterback in the National Football League.
Jameis is what's next. Jameis Winston can throw 3 touchdowns just like he can throw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
But test-wise, statistically, Deshaun Watson has been the worst quarterback in the NFL this season.
Yeah. I just, what would you do, man? It's so easy to sit here and say it, but let's say you're Kevin Stefanski. You're the coach. And it's very, to me, the comp is Lane Kiffin when he was with the Raiders. You got an owner who's saying, you got to play this quarterback, and you know that he's not good enough. This was Jamarcus Russell with the Raiders. Remember? That's what got Lane fired. Jamarcus Russell's a great player. Deal with it. No, he's not. He's not. He was the number 1 pick, and you invested in him, but he's not. Deshaun Watson's a guy that you traded your whole franchise for and gave $230 million guaranteed. So it was the worst trade ever, and as JJ said, the worst contract ever. $230 million guaranteed to that guy? Oh, and by the way, what we're going to do is first year, because we know they're going to suspend you for up to 11 games, and they're going to take your pay. So we'll only pay you $1 million the first year. Here's a big signing bonus, and it'll all be backloaded. So you owe him all this damn money. A guy who, yeah, he was a good quarterback before the rub and tug situation. And then all these women came out of everywhere, and you're realizing, whoa, this is a bad dude. Now, and just be a human being. How does that not affect you, dude? How does it not affect you? 505-246-0610. Curious, man. What would you do? Would you just say, screw it, I got to do what I think is right? Or would you, boss says I got to play the guy, let's just keep playing him. And then you got to look everybody else in the locker room. You're the leader. Tell them we're doing the best thing we can to win. He's in a tough spot, man. If you're in a tough spot trying to figure out a venue for where to hold your holiday party, I'm going to get you out of that tough spot. I got the answer for you. Albuquerque Convention Center is your spot, right at the center of it all. Heart of downtown Albuquerque, over 600,000 square feet of beautiful, diverse meeting space, indoor and outdoor. It'll accommodate every event, every size, anything imaginable, whatever it is you need. So book your dream event at the center of it all, at the Albuquerque Convention Center. It's the event you've always been dreaming of. Their staff is spectacular. Their food and beverage options are incredibly diverse. Whatever it is you want, they will take care of your party, whether it's 10 people, 20,000 people, holiday party, gala, whatever it is. Go online, take a look at what they got. Parking adjacent to the facility, easy parking. We do an event there every year. We take the players, the teams for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl there every single year. They take care of our people. They'll take care of yours as well. Be at the center of it all. Book at the Albuquerque Convention Center. It's albuquerquecc.com. It's all right there, albuquerquecc.com. Or call them at 505-768-4575. 5-768-4575.
This
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customers.
Somehow you can't watch a Lobo game and it's our fault? Is that what you're telling me? I don't even think I understand the correlation. Do you?
Or if they win, they just would get into your game.
Well, they'd get into a bowl game, yeah. Maybe ours. I don't know. See how it falls. Very possibly. Let's get there first. But I mean, what does that have to do with us? Is that our fault that the game would be hard to find on TV? My fault? David Williams' fault? Probably Eddie's fault. You know whose fault? It would be Rudy's fault. I don't even understand what you're telling me. Harold's pissed at Lobo Volleyball. Yesterday, the OD was asking for Yesterday, the OD was asking for more money for coaches, facilities for Lobo basketball and football. Last night, as I'm watching a loss in volleyball at previously winless at home, or loss at previously winless at home Utah State, I'm yelling at the lousy net stream. What about Lobo Volleyball? You want a new facility for them too? Okay. Oh yeah, that'll help. That'll help the whole overall picture, don't you think? Okay. What about them? I don't work there. I just got suggestions. Mike said yesterday you said paying players is here to stay. So let's quit pretending, Jeff Alou. Let's quit pretending they are amateur, quote, student athletes, end quote. Let's separate athletic departments. No more taxpayer subsidies, no more student fees. From now on, everyone's professionals. They're the DC Gladiators. They're soccer. It's from Mike. Okay.
Then you kill college athletics.
And he'll tell you it's already killed, but it's not. But Tony Petiti just told you that it's not broken. I just want to make sure I understand it. So they should be the New Mexico Lobos, the University of New Mexico or New Mexico State, but they should get no school money, no state money. It's all okay. I understand the model. Lobo Hobo said a Lobo football blew out, ? Jeff, how did Troy Calhoun's guys get so bad so fast? Kind of talked you through that. I guess Air Force has the worst of both worlds. They can't go get a bunch of mercenaries like everyone else in your league. But for some reason now players can bail. It wasn't that long ago, leaving the academy pretty much took an act of God. A fresh Lobo football is a 3.5-point pick. That feels light against the worst team in your league, maybe the worst in the country. It's a 2-touchdown win at least, right? Lobo Hobo. I don't know at least. I don't know that you're good enough to take anybody else for granted. I don't know that you're good enough to just say, man, we better win by 2 touchdowns. But if you win this game by a point, you walk out of there and feel good about yourself, don't you?
Yes, you do.
I mean, you're trying to figure out how to win. Now, could they win this game by 2 touchdowns? JJ, if they can stop them, they can win the game by 2 touchdowns. If their defense can figure out how to stop giving up chunk plays against a offense that somewhat thrives on chunk plays when they thrive, then, yeah, maybe they can win by 2 touchdowns. It does feel like if you were betting the game, how would you bet it?
I take the Lobos.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think I'd lay the 3.5 and take New Mexico.
They have an explosive enough offense. Then even if there's points given up, they should cover that number.
Yeah. Steve from Michigan's in on the Tigers. I know the Tigers have to win first, but it'd be interesting. It's the Tigers versus Dodgers in the World Series. Who would Kirk Gibson cheer for? It's a great question. Is Kirk Gibson a Dodger or a Tiger? Won World Series in both places. I don't know the answer. Do you associate Kirk Gibson more as a Tiger or a Dodger? Dodger because he hit one of the most iconic home runs in the history of the game, right? Just because of that moment?
Yes. Because I didn't watch Kirk Gibson play baseball, so the thing I've seen most is that moment.
Fair enough. I remember him in '84 with the Tigers against the Padres in the World Series. He was really good. But the 88 home run off of Eckersley in Game 1 of the World Series. I can't believe what I just saw. That home run? She is gone. Depends which, whether you listen to Jack Buck or Vin Scully. They're both great calls. But the Jack Buck call, I can't believe what I just saw. It was great. I used to play golf with Lee Faria at Channel 4. He's a big A's fan. And, you try to get in, you talk a little bit on the golf course. That literally got him mad. If I just said, like he did a great shot, I can't believe what I just, he would get in his cage. He hated it. Right? I guess there's always a point in your sports history, don't remind me of it. but if you want to, if you ever run across Lee, just tell him, I can't believe what I just saw. That's a great call. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-92. I don't know if you're paying a toll. I don't know why you are. 888-922-0610. I got hockey going on, soccer going on, football's not broken, and Clay is a Maverick. This is going to be weird, too. Even he says so. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. An AM 610 Sports Animal.
Brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfasfa.org. That's nmfasfa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ojera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
BQ.com. Go there at 9 o'clock. You click on the sweet deal icon. And for just $25, you get $50 to spend at Par Cuisine. Par's Cuisine has been offering authentic Persian and Mediterranean food in the Borque since 1984. Simple, exotic, fits perfectly with today's lighter eating habits and vegetarian lifestyles. So you get a unique dining experience, warm and inviting service, and don't miss the belly dancers and live music on Friday and Saturday night, JJ. 7 and 8 p.m. reservations are recommended. So book your next private or corporate event at Par's. Their banquet room has a unique global charm. It's perfect for any event, and it's our sweet deal today. You can go to our belly dancers with your meal. Go to our website, sports.blabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon, and then you can get $50 worth of Pars for $25. Goes live at 9 o'clock. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, 505-246-0610. Mike says your Vin Tully sounds like your Mike Roberts. I think that's the Jack Buck sounds like that. I can't believe what I just said. It does a little. The Scully was, she is gone. Like that. But I guess I could see the similarities of the two. No, you're probably right. John hit us on the text line. My bad, Jeff. Today is 10-11, not 9-11. No, I knew that. He says, I'm a month behind here for some weird reason. Dodgers will use a total of 4 pitchers tonight in Game 5. He says, all right, I'm going to go over that. But that's just where I am. What's the NBA next week? Is that when we start? After LeBron gets back from Milwaukee?
When they find their way back to Los Angeles.
Look, man, I get it. You don't want to go to Milwaukee. Why do I have to sit on a plane and go all the way to Milwaukee to play an exhibition game? And he might even be right. It's just like, really, dude? I mean, I don't know. Should everybody just come to you? Why don't you make the schedule? You tell us when we can play. You tell us when you want to play. It is going to be weird to see Klay Thompson in a Mavericks uniform. He said, I hadn't been that nervous, I don't think, since the 2015 Finals Game 1. He scored 10 points in his Mavs debut as an exhibition game against the Utah Basketball Club. Can I call them the Utah Basketball Club?
The Jazz.
The Jazz. Well, there's the Utah Hockey Club now. The Utah Basketball Club would be the Jazz. It is going to be weird. I get it. Guys move all the time. There's no novelty to a player and even a star player. Changing uniforms, changing franchises, there's no novelty to that. But every once in a while, there is a dude that you just, when a guy wins, what do you win? 4 championships? 5 championships?
Yes, this is one that stands out.
Yeah. And you're saying, Jeff, he wasn't even the key part. You're right. But he sure as hell was a key part.
He's a splash brother.
And
pretty key.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes a guy will move late in his career. And there was a lot of talk. The reason, I don't know, the last year or two that he's washed up. I think there's some ball left in Klay. I do.
Well, he's not washed up. He can't be the second best player on the Warriors and them think they can make one more run with Steph Curry.
All right. And this is a team that...
But if he's going to be number 3 behind Yush's monsters like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, he's going to be pretty effective.
He's going to be pretty effective, right? So do you think this goes well or not well for him?
I think it goes well.
You think it goes really well?
It's also adjusting the expectations. I think he's going to get so many catch-and-shoot opportunities like he did in that Warriors offense. But he was still needed to be the number 2 scoring option. And we didn't see that a lot from Klay. and he was always the lockdown defender on the perimeter for that team. Doesn't quite have that at this point in time. So to just take the pressure off, knowing that you can defer to two guys that can take over game offensively, still get yours. You're not going to be asked to defend the best player on the perimeter, which he really hasn't been over the last few years. Like, this is
it's a good
great
situation,
move for Klay at this point in time. It's weird that he's not in Golden State. If one of those other wing players could have popped, then maybe they could have extended it. But Andrew Wiggins, outside of when the last NBA Finals that they won, he's been, it feels like, away from the team as much as he's been on the floor for them. They've had a lot of high draft picks that haven't turned into anything. And so they're in a weird place where they're still have one of the best players in the game in Steph Curry, but couldn't just keep it rolling because Klay couldn't live up to those expectations in that role.
Yeah, and I don't know that he was ever fully healthy. I'm trying to find you a parallel of a dude recently who has switched uniforms and it's just going to look weird. And maybe it's Rodgers when he first went to the Jets, right? When you saw him in Green Bay for better part of 2 decades and seeing Rodgers as a Jet. Is that a fair comp?
Well, I've seen it.
Well, we've seen it now.
Favre.
Now we're used to it. But now
Brett
we're
Favre do the same.
Yeah, but that guy didn't. I don't have anybody in the NBA that I feel played so long in one place that when he went somewhere, I was like, whoa, it took me a second to remember where he is. I'll give you Brady in Tampa Bay.
Karl Malone?
When he first got there, Karl Malone was a Laker, certainly. Or Gary Payton, for that matter. That's that same team. Yeah, they joined to win a ring, and they didn't. Yeah. But Brady, when you first saw him in a Tampa Bay uniform, it was like, whoa, that's weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll get there. By mid-December, you're fine. That's where Klay Thompson plays. You're going to be fine with it. You're going to be adjusted. It's just, I saw the picture, and I'm like, whoa. It just, I don't know. It's one of those, you just watched a dude who's been so associated with a franchise. Brady was that with New England for so long. I agree with you. I think it's the right spot. Who's your favorite in the West? I mean, Dallas is the team who came out last year, right? Is the 5
They're not
seed.
my favorite.
They're not your favorite? Is it Denver? Is it
like immediate reaction? Oklahoma City.
Okay, they were the 1 seed last year. You think they learned a little bit?
They're better.
Okay.
The experience that they got, they added key role players. Alex Caruso, Isaiah Hartenstein. Perfect players
for them
to play defense, do all the gritty work.
Do you like Denver?
They win games, but I don't trust Michael Porter Jr. or Jamal Murray. And those guys are on max contracts.
505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here today. Emails are coming in on a Friday. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We'll do our 3-for-all coming up at 9:30. We'll pick 3 games for you. Pick against us. You'll probably make money. It's kind of how that works. Halloween's here, or at least almost. That means fun for the kids, but candies, sweets, and junk in your car can make a real mess. That's why I recommend my friends over at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They are your go-to for vehicle detailing. Awarded best in the city because they go above and beyond. They will make your vehicle look and feel and smell like brand new, like the day you took it off the lot. And they come to you. So you don't leave the comfort of your home or your office or wherever it is that you're spending your time. They come to you. They go outside in your parking lot, in your garage, in your driveway, wherever it is. They detail your vehicle inside, outside, under the hood, around the rims. Like when they're done, it feels like the day you took it off the lot. So give your car the treatment it needs. It deserves. It's one of your biggest investments. Schedule today at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You can book. It's all right there online. It's otsdetailing.com. otsdetailing.com, or you can call them at 505-859-2859. That's area code 505-859-2859.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres.
They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you...
49ers win last night. Thursday Night Football here on the Sports Channel beat the Seattle Seahawks. 36-24 was the number. Yankees over the Royals will finish off the American League Divisional Series in Kansas City. Guardians 5-4 over the Tigers, so game 5 decisive. Will be played with those two teams tomorrow in Ohio. The winner will go on to take on the Yankees. The Mets are sitting around waiting for the winner of tonight's Dodgers-Padres game. Yu Darvish versus Yamamoto. That will be in Los Angeles. 6:08 first pitch. And that is on FS1, if I'm not mistaken. Could be on Fox, actually. I'm not even sure where they're putting that game. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Lobos tomorrow. They are at home. It is a league game against Air Force. 3.5-point favorites. 6 o'clock-ish kickoff, 5 o'clock pregame. What do we got to look forward to on the pregame show with you and Nedward Abraham James?
Well, we're going to talk about that defense. Can the Lobos ground the Falcons? Can they frustrate the Air Force offense? Because they've been frustrated all season long. However, Lobos have been the get-right.
For everybody.
For everyone.
For everybody.
Yes, they played Auburn, Arizona, but still just big plays, massive numbers. Can they limit the big plays against them on Saturday? That's where we're going to start. And dive into everything else.
All right, Air Force is scuffling, as you know. They're not scoring points. And UNM has lost the last 5 in this series to the Air Force Falcons. In the last UNM win, it was Richard McQuarley who scored 5 touchdowns. Lobos put up 56 points in that victory. That was 56-38 in 2017. It's a long time ago. Bronco Mendenhall's 5-1 against the Academy as a head coach.
I could see that being the score that gets it done this weekend.
You see something like 56-38. So Air Force could put 38 points.
Dude,
I have.
I am not going to say the Lobos can play defense until I watch them play.
Look, I can't decide which of what my eyes have seen is more decisive. How porous the Lobo defense has been. Is that a fair word?
Yes.
I mean, I just don't want to sit here and say bad, but I mean, dude, they're giving up. I wrote down the number. It's 43.8 points a game. New Mexico State scored 23 points in the fourth quarter. I understand that skewed it, but they scored it, right?
They did.
It's not like the game was out of control. It was
84-yard rushing score in the first half.
Yeah.
It was not in the fourth quarter.
No. And that's a New Mexico State team who can't score on anybody either. So I see your point. I mean, this is exactly the same thing, isn't it?
Yes.
As it was 2 weeks ago. So are they going to have to outscore them and win 50-40 again? And they might. Is Air Force defense that bad? I mean, who would you say Air Force defense is better than New Mexico State's? Probably, right? I mean, New Mexico State gave up another 50-plus 2 nights ago to Jacksonville State. They gave up, 48 to Fresno State?
The Air Force last 3 games. At Baylor, 31 points given up. At Wyoming, 31 points given up. And then Navy, they gave up 34.
So they're leaking too.
I like the Lobos tomorrow.
Yeah.
But until I see the defense make some stops,
it's going to be 50-40. So you love the over, huh? It's only like 53.5, 54.5, something like that. So that's the way to go. All right, 505-246-0610. We're still going to hoe on a Friday. We got a 3-for-all coming up. Want to hear from you going into a weekend. Who you got this weekend? Lobos and Air Force, Oregon, Ohio State. We got good stuff this weekend. WNBA, did you watch any of that?
What a comeback.
I just saw the highlights. It was impressive as they're in their finals as well. Opening drive, Jeff Symbiota, JJ Buck. Another hour to play with you on the radio on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm David C. Chavis, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavis, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfasfa.org. That's
and we'll talk about
Good
the Air
on you
Force
being a team player.
We'll talk about the Air Force defense and how the Lobos put up 50 on them.
Sure, that's going to be riveting feedback.
You don't think so? I'm sure my co-host at the time will know a lot to talk about that with Natasha Leba. Why are you looking at me like that?
Tip my cap to you.
Should I leave the Lobo game early and get to bed?
Because I might have been your co-host, but I declined. So.
Really? Is that? You suck. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not getting up that early. I don't blame you. I'm going to be a mess all week.
It could throw you off.
It will. I'm going to be a mess all week. All right. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be out at Balloon Fiesta on Sunday. Actually, child's coming home for fall break, and she's stoked. So she's going out with me. She's like trying to figure out, okay, I'll be at mom's on Friday night. I'll pick her up and we'll go have dinner. And then she's going to her mom's. And then she's coming over on Saturday night, spend the night there so we can get up stupid early and go to, like, she's stoked. So it's crazy, dude. She loves New Mexico. She is so stoked to be coming home, see the balloons and get a little chilly. Yeah, she's fired up. Daddy's pretty fired up about it too. Opening drive 505-246-0610. Bruce says, ooh, where is Tony the Tiger, Jeff? I was like a kid on Christmas Eve last night, waiting to hear from New Mexico State's coach. I don't know, dude. I don't know at this point. Their sports information was going to figure. I mean, I don't know what to tell you when Tony's going to be back with us. With the them playing weekday games, I don't know when he's going to be back on Tuesdays. I'm going to guess when they go back to weekend games. I'm looking at this. Bruce just sent me this, and Bruce, he said he just received this, and I don't know what the date is. But we've talked a lot about how you haven't heard much from UNM in regards to the athletic director search, right? And I'm checking, I'm looking through my email to see if I got something along the same lines, and I'm not sure I did. He said he got this letter from Garnett Stokes. Says, Dear Lobo community, I've had a lot of people express interest in following UNM's search for our next vice president director of athletics, and I'm pleased to provide an update. But I don't see a date on this. And Bruce, if you can help me with that would really help. It's from Bourne. It's from Bourne. It continues. It says, I'm pleased to provide an update. The position is vital to our university's successful oversight of our NCAA Division I intercollegiate athletic programs and plays a crucial role in shaping the overall direction and prominence of UNM athletics in a turbulent national landscape for college sports. Again, this is from Garnett Stokes, the president. It says, last month we engaged Parker Executive Search to assist us in this important recruiting effort. Also in September, we appointed a search committee chaired by Del Archuleta, a highly respected member of the New Mexico community. Over the past few weeks, Parker has engaged in a robust feedback process that includes both in-person and virtual listening sessions with key campus and community stakeholders. A detailed position description outlining the duties, responsibilities, and values we seek in this high-profile leadership role is available for your review. The Vice President and Director of Athletics will be instrumental in ensuring that our athletic programs align with UNM's mission and strategic goals. This role encompasses financial management, compliance with NCAA regulations, and fostering an environment that promotes the holistic development of our student athletes. The impact of this position extends beyond athletics. It enhances our university's reputation, engages the community, and contributes to the overall student experience. We welcome your involvement as we aim to find a leader who embodies our values and can guide Lobo athletics successfully into the future. Candidates will be recruited in the coming weeks, and we encourage you to take part in the process by suggesting names of individuals who might be appropriate for this opportunity. Thank you for your continued support and engagement during this important time for our university. Garnett Stokes, president. He says it just came in minutes ago. Okay. Does that help you? Does it make you feel better? Hey, if you know someone, if your uncle wants to click on this link.
My cousin.
Yeah, my primo wants to be in.
He's actually an assistant football coach, but he thinks he can be an AD. So.
Promise you that. I promise you those are pouring in. I promise you those are pouring in. Okay. Does that, so you've heard something. Does it make you feel better? You've been telling me you haven't heard anything out of there, so. Dan says, T-minus 30 hours until Juan Jose and Edward Abraham James Jr. Jeffrey Flyboys are the most desperate, right? Does Air Force have extra wind under their wings watching NMSU and how bad they looked on Tuesday? No. Who's more desperate? They're both damn desperate, dude. They're both 1 in whatever, and Air Force is 0-2 in league. Now, I'd say they're both pretty desperate. Like, this is one of those where who needs it more? Yes, is the answer, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like one side is further along in the most desperate theory right now.
If you believe that there is something to be salvaged from this football season, if you believe that there's something left, and there might be, then this is must win, right?
Yes.
So
the answer, yes.
Yes.
Both teams
Yes.
would fall into that game.
Yes. Is the answer. Yeah. So, all right. So you've just heard from the president of the university. All right. Does that make you feel better? Steve said, weird one to see in a different uniform. This is a good one. Joe Montana when he was with the Chiefs. Yeah, that was one of those where it's like, whoa, that looks weird. Yes. Yes. 100%. Yeah, and I guess, if those of you want to go way back when you tell me Namath was with the Rams and Johnny Unitas was with the Chargers and, going way, way, way back to those. Yeah, those look weird. We're talking about the Klay Thompson. Oh, whoa. Did you see that? All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in. You can get in on the baseball, which has been really good. You can get in on NFL this weekend. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase said yesterday that he thought last week's game against the Ravens proved that we can still play in this league. Really? He said he knows that there's no more time to wait till they turn it up. It's got to start right now. We all would have thought it would have started last game just by we set the tone coming out. We have to do that this game. This has to be the game we set the standard right here and leave it all out on the table. That is,
let's speak about desperate.
Yeah.
The Bengals.
There's an argument that they're done, dude. They are 1-4. If they lose to the Giants, who's the biggest disappointment? It's got to be them, way more so than the Browns. Look, we thought that was the best division. Oh, that division's so good. Steelers and the Bengals and the Ravens and the Browns. And I don't know, man, the Browns are 1-4. The Bengals are 1-4. Steelers have one of the worst offenses in football. Ravens are good. Is that the best division in football? We came in, they're so good. I don't know, man. There's two bad teams right now. Browns and Bengals right now. Bengals aren't bad. I don't know. 1-4 is bad.
Yeah. Your record tells a story.
Yeah.
Even if you like the ability.
Yeah, at some point, 1-4 is not very good.
I would say the best division right now, I think the NFC North.
Yeah, I think that's right. Everybody's playing pretty well right now. Everybody. And the team that was considered to be the worst is one of the two undefeateds in football left, and that's Minnesota. Bears are playing really well. Lions are good. Packers are good. I think that's the right answer. because everybody else has got someone dragging them down. Everybody else has someone dragging them down. Rams aren't very good. The AFC West isn't very good. The AFC South is marginal. AFC East has the Patriots. Yeah, dude. NFC East is okay. Still think it's going to be good. But yeah, dude, if the Giants, and look, the Giants can beat the Bengals. Didn't the Giants just go across the country and beat Seattle last week? Giants were.
I think this is a comeback to earth game for the Giants.
Do you?
So I do like the Bengals in this one.
You like them laying? You like them laying 3.5?
Might be. Stay tuned.
I ain't touching that. I ain't touching that.
Like all of a sudden, tip the cap to the Giants.
At some
Malik
point,
Neighbors hasn't practiced.
Yeah.
Still Daniel Jones.
He didn't play last week either.
Kevon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Okay, and you keep telling me how awesome Daniel Jones is going to be without Malik Neighbors. It's not going to be that way.
All right. Tell me why the Bengals are so good. Tell me what's so great about their defense.
They can get to Daniel Jones.
I mean, I would pick them to win. I'm just not sure I want to lay 3.5. That's all. We'll do this here coming up at the bottom of the hour at 9:30. We'll do that, and it sounds like JG's on the Bengals, and I'm good with that. But I'm not taking them. I'm not. Hey, you want me to take the call or go to break? All right, let's go, Ray. Good morning, Ray. How you living? You're on the Sports Hour. Wait, let me do that again. Hello, Ray. Hello, Ray. Good morning,
Ray.
Man? Hey, what's up?
I think the Lobos are going to win by 20.
20. All right.
And I don't think the running game is going to hurt them. I think they're going to get those DBs are going to get sucked up in the passing game. That might hurt the Lobos. And if I was any other team, I would pass against the Lobos because you got that corner on one side, number 13, and that guy, he gets beat all the time. And that's what I would do. And I want to see what you guys think about the trade. My team is I like the Raiders, and I would go a third-round pick and send Davante Adams for a third-round pick and Fields. So what do you guys think?
Ooh, that's interesting. He says send him to the Steelers. Third-round pick and Justin Fields.
Interesting idea. Why would the Steelers trade Justin Fields?
Because they got Russell Wilson and they get Davante Adams. I mean, that's why. Because if they don't think
that's
Justin
not
Fields
solving anything at quarterback position.
No, they don't think though he's your guy moving forward, right? This is a 1-year trial. If they've looked and said, yeah, he's not our dude,
We don't know that yet.
You don't. Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know what they know
because they didn't immediately say Russell Wilson is starting when he's cleared.
That's correct.
That's what would lead you to believe that they would be done. And you don't trade quarterbacks. You can say Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, they are what they are. You still need those guys because one of their legs is pointing the other way.
If I'm the Steelers and that came to me, I'd listen to it.
Why? So you could have an offense with 2 upset wide receivers?
Fair enough.
That George Pickens isn't getting the football enough. He's already complaining being a diva.
He's complaining a lot.
Davante Adams is complaining not playing. Yeah. Why do you need that?
I don't like Russ. Okay, you know that. I don't think yeah, I probably don't do that. No, you're probably right. You're probably right. I like where he's thinking though. 505-246-0610. George Pickens wants the ball, by the way. Davante wants the ball. They all want the ball. Throw me the damn ball, Keyshawn wrote a book about. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal.
Get ready to...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks. Almost 30.
Makes it Friday, though, doesn't it? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Did you see how Vanderbilt paid off the fine for the $100,000 that they had to pay to Alabama for storming the field and ripping down the goalposts? The fire department fished out the goalpost out of the Cumberland River. And they're cutting up sections of the goalpost and selling it And from what I understand, it's sold out. And that's how they're paying their fine. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt has brought in another $216,059 in online auctions for 35 items from that game. It's on livesourceapp.com. The proceeds that will go pay also, I mean, they've already hit the $100,000, and to replace the goalposts, because there's a cost to replace the goalposts as well. Pavia's game-worn jersey, which he signed, and he put on there, he signed it, and it said, "Vandy, we turned." Have you seen how much it went for? How much you think that? All right, so online, Vanderbilt fan, the game-worn jersey from Pavia, he signed it, "Vandy, we turned." How much you think that went for?
100,000?
I would have thought somewhere in that area too. $18,290. Seems like a bargain. He's done interviews from Albuquerque to Nashville, the national and radio TV shows. Calls are coming in. It's been pretty insane for him. But yeah, that's what they've been making, as they should have, man. Here's his jersey, and here's his gloves, and that's how it is. 505-246-0610. Terry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Terry? Terry, is it up? There we go.
Family members. Highlights of the week, Vanderbilt getting mentioned on Saturday Night Live, probably one of the first times ever.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Nate Bargatze from Nashville. So at the end of the show, he said props to Vanderbilt. And so, that's probably one of the first times that's ever happened, ever.
No
and it's one of those amazing moments where it's just so special that, life goes on, unique, for the rest of his life. It'll just be something there, and I'm wishing the best at all levels he's done. You can tell by New Mexico State going kind of south, a few of their kids headed out to Arizona State. He goes out there to Vanderbilt, and, maybe, from that they had their 2 good years, and who knows what goes on. The transgender situation, we had a situation, Eldorado wasn't transgender, but it was this big stud freshman boy, and back then the freshmen would play the varsity girls, and it was like I almost pulled my daughter off the field because
wait, the freshman boys were playing the varsity girls in what?
In soccer.
Why?
Yeah, well, that in the moment, and I almost it was like, well, what are you doing? Because usually sometimes the C team maybe, but I was like almost pulled her out. I said, this is nuts. I mean, as good an athlete she is as a female, they would play in tournaments against boys when they were 12. But they were all of a sudden, there's a point where you say no more. She would spar against boys up until a certain age. But, so I just don't see it. And I think you should be able to prove whether a young person is transgender or not, unless they're in the witness protection program. There should be a history. If we can find tweets from some coach from 12 years ago out of obscurity, you should know the history. I just wish, I think it's sad. I'm totally in favor of Title IX. I thought it was been a great thing to allow women to participate in everything. So I don't know if the players said they wanted to play, I guess, but I think it was kind of nuts. If they would have sat out UNM's volleyball, I would have had no problem doing that.
All right.
You might give
Appreciate you, Terry.
a little.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, Mike.
Go ahead. Yeah, what do you got?
No,
finish.
I'd just say, Tassian, you talked about Klay Thompson. Mine would have been Emmitt Smith as a Cardinal. When you're thinking something unique, his last couple years after doing all the years as a Cowboy would have been similar to that. But you guys have a great weekend.
All right.
Take care.
No, see you, Terry.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Mike.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. I got a couple of things here. Number one, what do you do with Jaguars players in fantasy? I mean, these guys are
trade them.
A dumpster fire. What's
What's
going on? Travis Etienne, what happened?
I just traded Etienne, dude. He was like my first pick after my keeper. I thought he was
right. Exactly right.
I thought he was going to go nuts. I thought it was his year. Now he may still, but I traded him.
So you pass on people like Kyron Williams and Isaiah Pacheco.
I did.
You pass on these.
I could have kept Kyron Williams. I kept Puka Nacua, and then that's why I'm 0-5 in that.
Dude, we had the same team. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. I think this week one of the games I want to hear your opinion on was the Washington-Baltimore games, but I think it's a big fantasy weekend for Zay Flowers because I think it could be a shootout. 3 picks I got. The New York Giants over the Bengals. Don't trust the Bengals. I want the Titans, and I'll take the Bills on Monday night. What if we add to that Raiders trade? Check it out. Make it Najee Harris in a third for Devontae in a third because that's what the Raiders need. They need a running back. And then finally the jersey match. It's all from the Aggie fans, and they say the jersey thing is seeing Diego Pavila in the Vanderbilt jersey. It just breaks their heart, man. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
What do you think of Najee? So they've got Jalen Moore, and so they give up their number 1 receiver and a third for Devontae, or their number 1 running back and a third for Devontae.
I don't think it's worth it for Pittsburgh. So you're getting a receiver that you're going to have to pay a lot of money still, even if
feed
the Raiders pick it up.
And feed.
An offense that can't even get targets to George Pickens.
Yep.
And so you're going to bring in Devontae Adams and think he's just going to pop off. Well, then you're going to have another disgruntled wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's worth it for a team like the Steelers.
Fair
I know they were in it for Brandon Ayuk, things like that, but the quarterback play is not good enough to even bring in Devontae Adams and be better.
And he likes the Giants. He likes the Bills on Monday night, and he liked, I forgot what the other one was. Grady? All right, Grady, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Grady.
Fantasy gurus of the OG and the AM. Hey, I have an ATM problem too. Interestingly enough, but I'm in a 12-team league, so there's not a whole lot out there. So
yeah, I'm in a 14, and there's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I'm going to roll with who I got. Yeah. Want to touch base real quick on a couple of college things, and want to talk about Diego Pavia. And I would say this. Diego Pavia, obviously to a lot of folks around here, a lot of folks now in Tuscaloosa, he's a villain. And he embraces that role. He's cocky, confident, whichever you want to say, the huge chip on his shoulder. And that's who he is. He wears that black hat, and he wears the heck out of it. And you know what? You got to give the devil his due. The kid wins, and if you don't necessarily have to like him, but on that black hat, there's a big old Zia symbol. So I'm pulling for the kid. I'm pulling for his success. And does that mean that I like his steez, his shtick? Not necessarily, but hey, he's one of our own. So again, you got to give the devil his due. And I have to comment on, I know it was Mike's email, but it's been a lot of different folks. And I think you guys hit it on the head earlier in the week. There are some folks who don't like change, and there are some folks who just don't like seeing some of these kids make lots of money, for lack of a better way to say it. And I would be willing to bet all the money in the world that folks that, well, they're not amateurs anymore, so you mean to tell me that the whole reason that you rooted for college athletics prior was because they were amateur? I mean, get out of here with that.
So good.
Get out of here with that. So I look at it like this. There are kids in the math department. There are kids in the political science department. Heck, I got a kid in the graduate political science department that not only getting paid by the department, they're also getting paid by outside entities for their research. So should we just cut all them off too and stop paying my tax dollars to their salaries as well? The difference is those kids on the field and on the court ran into something that pays them a lot of money, and kids like mine ran into something that doesn't. And I'm not mad, I'm not upset. That's just the way the model works. You know, I got a D2 kid who's having bake sales. You know, so it's one of those things where, listen, it is what it is, and the money piece, you know, you just need to get past that. And
or you don't, you know, and if you don't, it ain't your thing anymore.
I was going to say, and if you don't, you're right, then you are no longer a fan of the current college athletics model. And
that's
I'll
cool.
say this, one of the laws of unintended consequences, I like the parity with an I, not an O. I like the fact that one or two players can make an impact, and all of a sudden teams that, quote-unquote, shouldn't be good
Vanderbilt
are good and can compete, and teams that are dominant all of a sudden are vulnerable. I like that piece. And again, some folks don't like change. I'm the type of fan that doesn't like the dominant teams always, and you always have the basement teams, and people, even if their teams were permanently in the basement, they were comfortable with it because they knew what to expect.
Yeah.
This new model adds a little bit of a mix of, hey, any given Saturday, to quote Marty, it's a week-to-week college football league, and I'm the type of fan that likes that. I like the fact that there's some actual chance in sport. I am too. All right, man. Enjoy the weekend. No, it's a great call. Appreciate the time.
Great call. See, he's like me. I know there's some people, and Edward likes the super teams, and I get that too. There's people who just like the dominant. I like the parity as well. All right, 3 for all when we get back. Who you got? Pick against us. Make some money. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. An AM 610 Sports Animal. Get
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo.
Pompous professional. Okay. I don't know that
You
a
can
lot-
be an underpaid pompous
Yeah.
professional, amateur.
I mean, okay.
Reply.
All right, so you're not watching anymore?
I like how everyone like on the email or text line,
Yeah.
like put on their big boy pants and
Mhm.
look at me with my thumbs.
Anthony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Anthony?
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm, for one, and happy these guys are getting paid finally. But I have a question for you guys. You guys have a relationship with, I think his name is Ken Roth, right? The head of the 505 Venture?
Kurt Roth. Yeah.
Kurt Roth. Okay, so why, since they're signing contracts with these young men coming, why can't you sign a contract and put a multi-year contract on it? 2 to 4 years, get all the group of 4 or group of 5, whatever you want to call them, together and say, look, we're going to start writing NIL deals for these kids. They're going to have extended contracts, 4-year contracts with a buyout clause. So if Texas Tech or Texas A&M, you want to come get one of our kids, that's fine. It's going to cost you $250,000 or $500,000 transfer fee, just like they do up in Europe in the soccer league, so that money. So if Arizona wants to come raise 3 of our best offensive linemen, great. You owe $1.5 million to the collective, and then our collective could go out and sign other players to come into UNM.
I don't know the answer to
Like
that.
might be-
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, JJ.
Well,
Do you-
it's all contracts, right?
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
contract. Now,
So why do they have to be?
put it in the
I think part of it would have to be in
One-year
part of it would have to be correlation with the coach, right? And a lot of these are 5th-year guys that only have 1 year left. But I don't know, as far as a guy coming over with 2 years left of eligibility, why you can't sign a 2-year deal.
Yeah, and then somebody like Donovan Dent, you can sign him and say, okay, we're going to put a $500,000 buyout. So if you do want to steal Donovan Dent, that's fine. You can steal him and pay him more, but you're going to owe our collective $500,000 to pick him out. And those schools have that money. They will pay those transfer fees or those buyout fees to get the player they want. If they just want a J.T. Toppin, say, great. J.T. Toppin has a $500,000 buyout fee. Take him, pay him as much as you want, but you're going to owe our collective $500,000.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll look into that. No, it's a great question. I don't know the answer, Anthony, and I appreciate you bringing it up. Thanks, man. And why not? I mean, you're playing.
Because they're still not a fully professional model.
Well, but you're still signing a contract, right?
You're signing a contract for an NIL deal, but not.
But why couldn't the NIL deal?
Because you can transfer whenever you want, and so that would limit your transferring ability.
But you would be
And you're
voluntarily signing away that the NCAA wouldn't be limiting.
It cannot work unless it's a fully professional model where everyone's on the same page.
Well, yeah, they all got to be on the same page. I agree with that.
Like the idea in theory, I do think makes sense, but then you'd have to integrate it into the athletic department, work hand in hand with collectives, have an idea of what a contract means across the board in college athletics. It has to be a seismic shift overall, as opposed to just collectives trying to put buyouts into their NIL deals.
Want to do 3 for all? All right. This is where we pick 3 games, just random. Whatever 3, go against the spread, go the over/under. Show you how hard it is to bet. Coming into the week, JJ's 7-11. I'm 9-9. Neither one of us are very good. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. I'm taking one that makes no sense, and that's why I'm doing it, because nothing makes sense. So the Texans are 4-1. They've won games by 2, 6, 4, and 3. They're not winning by any margin at all. And now they go on the road and they're 6.5-point favorites, and I'm laying the 6.5. They're playing a rookie quarterback in his first start. I think the Texans, I don't want to say put it on them, but I think they win the game by about 10 points, and I'm going to lay the 6.5 at New England with the Texans. Makes no sense, though, right? Because they're not winning, whatever. But that's what I'm doing.
So you're taking Houston 6.5?
Houston laying 6.5, yeah.
That makes sense in terms of how much the Patriots offense has struggled. Drake May starting, and expecting Ramondre Stevenson's not playing.
He's not?
No.
I just traded for his ass.
Yeah, he has a foot injury. He's not playing this weekend.
Oh. He's out?
Yes. He is.
That sucks.
So I could.
Really?
Yes.
You just bummed my whole day out. Like, literally bummed my whole day out. All right. Go on.
It's the life that we live.
Just traded for him.
It's not expected to be a long-term injury.
All right. What do you got? What's your first one?
I'll start off with the one we were teasing.
God, dog it.
Cincinnati -3.5. I like the Bengals, even in a road spot, to win this game, show some explosive offense.
At the Giants.
I'll take the Bengals.
All right.
As road favorites.
Right.
The 1-4 team is road favorites.
Yeah. What's your next one?
I'm going with another road favorite, and it doesn't feel good, but sometimes you got to do what doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
To get back in this. Oh, never mind. That's a Monday night game. We don't do Monday night games. Can you do your second one? I can readjust real quick.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I'll lay the 3.5 against New Orleans. Another first-time rookie starting on the well, it's at New Orleans, but 3.5 just doesn't feel like enough. I think Tampa Bay goes in there. I think New Orleans is going to have a hard time scoring, even though with all the weapons. They play close games, but I'll lay 3.5. I'll take Tampa Bay. Want me to give you my other one?
Yes.
All right, my other one's Denver +3 against the Chargers. I got no faith in the Chargers.
I like your 3 this weekend. I like them a lot. All right, I'm going to go Cleveland +9.5.
Because it's a big number?
It's because it's such a big number.
Okay.
Take a chance.
At Philadelphia.
Even Philadelphia getting healthy.
Yep.
That could end up being really bad.
It's a big number.
This is a gigantic number. And then I will go Packers -5. I think they can win by a touchdown over Arizona at home.
Is it just 5? All right. There you go. Bet against us and win money. I mean, it's really that easy. Bet against us and win a bunch of money. All right. Really? Ramondre Stevenson's out? Did I cancel the damn trade? What did I do, dude? What have I done? All right. 50. I don't even know who to put in now. Do I even have anybody? 505-246-0610. Mooney's. Is Mooney going to play?
Of course.
All right. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We'll wrap it up. Everything you got to know as you go into your weekend when we get back on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican, fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rate?
Dude, I got damaged goods. Should I change the name of my team to Damaged Goods?
I like it.
Oh, you bummed me out for the rest of the day. It's not your fault. How bad it might have to be to trade for that guy anyway. I mean, really bad. All right, what do you got to know as you go through your weekend? Ramondre Stevenson's out. That's what you got. I mean, that's really all that matters, right?
That's the big breaking news this morning.
Dodgers and Padres tonight. Yamamoto and Yu Darvish at Chavez Ravine. 6:08 is the start time over on FS1. I think it's FS1. Which I probably should give that to you because then you're going to get mad at me. It's on Fox. It's on your main Fox. So like Casa over the air Fox. Yankees beat the Royals yesterday 3-1. Yankees advanced to the American League Championship Series. They'll play the winner of Game 5 between the Guardians and the Tigers because Cleveland won in Detroit last night, forcing Game 5 tomorrow. Mets are waiting for the winner of the Dodgers and the Padres. Seattle lost last night at home. Niners beat the Seahawks 36-24 on Thursday night football. Lobos and Air Force tomorrow out at University Stadium, 5 o'clock kick, 4 o'clock pregame over on News Radio KKOB with J.J. Buck and Nedward Abraham James. Lynx beat the Liberty game 1 of the WNBA Championship Series. Did you watch a little of that?
Comeback, double-digit comeback, overtime victory. Breanna Stewart missing a game-time layup as time expired in OT. Lynx have been fantastic. Under the radar, everyone's focused on the Liberty, the Aces trying to win 3 in a row, and they have been so good this year.
Yeah, I just caught the highlights of it. It looked pretty good. So that's your news going into the weekend. Check and see, did anything break this morning? Nothing really, other than Ramondre Stevenson is going to play. What the hell? Jordan Mason, the running back for the Niners, hurt his shoulder yesterday. He's going to undergo more tests today to see how long he's out. They're expecting maybe. So expecting maybe means not really expecting, but there's a chance that Christian McCaffrey can come back in week 10, right? Is what they're saying yesterday?
So early November.
Okay. So Mason left. He injured his left shoulder. He thought he was going to be all right, and they went back in. It hurt too much, so he went out. And some dude you never heard of came in named Isaac Guarendo. Did you know who Isaac Guarendo was?
He's a rookie on the team this year. plug and play in San Francisco's offense right now.
Always, right? It almost doesn't matter.
Now, he did get 76 of his 99 yards on that last play.
That's right.
But it's about opportunity. And if he gets the opportunity, plug him in.
Dude ran away on that. I mean, ran away until he slid down, and really, really smart move. He is
They ended up scoring anyway, though, a few plays later.
4th round pick out of, where did he go to school? I'll be impressed. You usually impress me. This one would impress me.
Is it? I'm feeling like Sunbelt or Conference USA.
It's ACC.
I can't think of it then.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how many years he's been there. He's 24 years old, so he was in school for a while. But yeah, 4th round pick out of Louisville. Isaac Guarendo is your dude. Go pick him up. He's on your waiver wire now. He'll probably be a good 3-week play for you.
Yeah, depending on the severity of the shoulder injury, they'll have 10 days to get that figured out.
Can I get him?
You might need him.
I mean, with the mess that I got, holy crap. All right, checking, making sure I got you everything that you sent to me. You can't write the history of Vanderbilt football without mentioning Diego Pavia. That's legend status from J-Rod. I imagine you're right. Yeah. I mean, if you've got to mention a dude, if you can't tell the story of a place, a program, whatever, without mentioning a person, that I guess that would define legend. Maybe not. I mean, it could be scandalous too. But he certainly was the quarterback who engineered the biggest win in the history of that program, at least in the last 50 years. So, well. Vanderbilt make a bowl game? I mean, it's the easy answer is yes. And then you go and you go, damn, they got to play Kentucky this weekend. It's absolute letdown possibility. Right? I don't know what the spread is on them this weekend. But they got to play Kentucky this weekend. Then they got Ball State, and then they get Texas. At Auburn, South Carolina at home, at LSU, and Tennessee at the end. They're
Kentucky's
3-2.
12.5-point favorites.
I mean, Kentucky's a good team, man. Kentucky lost to Georgia 13-12. You're on the road. And now you're not just sneaking up on anybody. You know what I mean? Now you're not just, yeah, that's cute. They won. No, they beat Alabama, dude.
Ball State, Auburn, and South Carolina.
Okay.
Those are the dubs they have to get.
All right, and then they get 6-6, and they get to the Music City Bowl, and they play right there in Nashville. Sell that place out, and Scott Ramsey's got himself a great crowd for the Music City Bowl. Yeah. Do something, though, eh? I mean, good for them. All right, tomorrow you get Oregon. Who you got? Oregon, Ohio State. Winner. Never mind the spread. Who do you got to win?
Go Ducks.
So you're taking the Ducks to the points then, too. Go Ducks. Ducks are 3-point dogs at home. Kind of like the Ducks, too. One thing I've noticed is in this new Big Ten, this is why I like SC this weekend. JJ, USC went to Michigan and lost, went to Minnesota and lost. Michigan went to Washington and lost. Right? The teams that are having to make these long trips for the first time, Penn State is going to SC, Ohio State's going to Oregon. The home teams have prevailed. I think this is huge. Well, I know it's huge. Really, Jeff? 2 versus 3 is a big deal? Yeah, okay. I like Oregon, too. Where's that game on? That's on my NBC on my phone while I'm sitting at the Louisville game? It's a pretty good one. Ole Miss, LSU, who you like? Ole Miss is a 3.5-point favorite on the road at LSU. That's good, too. Give me Ole Miss. Oh, God, Death Valley at night. Yeah, give me Ole Miss. It's a good one, right?
Yes.
Over is 62.5. There can be some puntos in that. Some points. All right. There's really, really good stuff. Tonight you get Utah, Arizona State. UNLV plays Utah State tonight. It's a big Mountain West game on your TV tonight. That'll be on CBS Sportsnet. And Northwestern of Maryland, Mike Loxley and the Terrapins are a 10.5-point favorite at home over Northwestern. Dodgers Padres. Winner is
Padres.
Beat LA. Beat LA. Beat LA. Dodgers. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes in at 4 o'clock. That wasn't even close. We're back with award-winning radio on Monday. You want to start at, you want to start at 7 in the morning?
Let's do it.
It's better than 4:57 on Sunday morning at Balloon Fiesta Park over on News Radio KKOB. JJ and Ned tomorrow at 4 over on KKOB before Louisville football. Adrian, great week. Enjoy the weekend. Go Dodgers. That's for Adrian. He's a big Dodger fan. Big weekend for you?
Huge.
All right, enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough.